everyone, it's Carolyn here again to share another channeled message from the Light Keepers, a group of angelic beings I channel for your awakening journey. For those of you who don't know me, I'm a channel, I'm a distance energy healer, and I'm a spiritual awakening mentor. And I offer these channels for you that I bring through from the Light Keepers to support you on your awakening journey. And then what I do is I offer examples and takeaways from the channels that they have and some of my experiences as well. So you go away with some learnings. So for those of you who are new, welcome to my channel, Carolyn Zaiser, and I do have a free gift for you for joining in. Below, you will see in the description box a video that is on flow. It's on how to create flow in your body for health and wellness. There are 6 tips on how to more effectively help your vessel, your body, through this awakening journey. So check it out, and it also leads you to a lot more free content. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and get going. And again, thanks for everybody who always joins me. Now, today we're going to talk about the full moon. I have a couple of really pretty channels talking about the full moon. And then I want to discuss the full moon coming up on July 16th. All right, here we go. Your light shines brightly like the moon above, stars and skies. Forevermore its love shines upon your smile so bright, loves you into the morning light. Its calmness and lightness upon your face is something that gives you the greatest of grace. Bring it in and feel it whole. Blessed be upon your soul. The light of nature of the full moon will bring to you this evening even more in tune with your nature and natural ways. And you will feel a spark in your days when the moonlit night of the full moon comes to you this eve so soon. All right, there's the first one. And you know, when we think about the full moon, and oftentimes, even just the moon in general, at least before my awakening journey, I really never thought about the moon. I always thought it was beautiful, but I never contemplated its power. And that's what we're going to talk about afterwards. So I'm going to get to the second channel now. The fullness of the moon so bright. Oh, do you see it tonight? For it is ever and to be, always at your side with thee. The light and bright, when taken in, of the face and of the skin, offers you its beauty there, and in the light so fair, you will find that it is time to seek the within, and the greatest to begin. The moon is the sender of the light at night, and within you take it to make it your might. The softness of light, of bright above, is here with you always, and forevermore with love. So that's a pretty little channel, and these are a couple of poems that I had put on my Facebook page, and I want to start sharing some of these in more of a themed way, as I have mentioned earlier. So let's talk a little bit about the full moon coming up. All right, so to my point earlier, honestly, before the awakening, I kind of thought the stars and the moon were neat, and I'd find myself standing out on my deck kind of just staring into the skies, and it's almost like it was my higher self wanting me to pay more attention, right? And then the awakening came, and I started realizing why I probably had moon and stars pictures all over the place in my bedroom, in places throughout the house. I realized I was highly connected to the moon and the stars. So as you realize, as you go through the awakening, you start opening up to things like, oh my gosh, I've always kind of been this way, but now I understand it more. Understand more why. Well, for me, it's really a powerful light and a really powerful energy, a really powerful time of the month. And it's happened primarily in 2019. I have to tell you, I really have a hard time staying in check with when the celestial events are, even full moon and new moon. I've said this before, but 2019, it has hit me in spades and made me wake up to the power of the full moon. So what has happened with me is I've had significant events happen to me literally every month, either every new or full moon, and it's been powerful. I've shared some of those stories in the past, but what I want you to know about this full moon and the others coming in 2019 is there is going to be greater power offered from our celestial events. As you know, there are solar flares. There are many things happening. We've had the eclipse. We've had, of course, we have our solstices. But the thing is, we have these events coming up, but the full moon is there in all its power and glory and going to be even more of an opportunity for us to take advantage of it. Now, you may say, how do I take advantage of the full moon? What do I do? Well, I used to wonder that too. I thought, oh, it's just beautiful. I love the full moon. And I would look at it and just wonder. But where I find its power to be, and again, I'm going to say this, in 2019, there are more powerful full moons. We are in a phase where we are clearing a lot. We're getting to some of these final stages. Are those of us who are first wave and really moving into the fullness of our awakening, we are clearing the final remnants, as they have said previously. And so with this full moon coming up, oh, I have chills on that, having just said that. And that's a real confirmation for me that they want to emphasize that. That's like an exclamation mark at the end of the sentence. So anyway, take advantage of the full moon. Here's how you can do it, and here's what I do. I take things that I have experienced over the past month that I've sat with and tried to understand, primarily deep emotion, because as you know through the awakening, so much emotion comes up, experiences we have to deal with, people we have to deal with, things we've stuffed down, and sometimes even past lives that show up. And as many of you know, past lives are a big component of the work that I do. So that's why I will always speak about past lives. Those of you who have had past lives come up potentially, or you have an inkling of something coming up, we all have the opportunity to take all these things and offer them to the full moon. Now, here's what I do. I offer to the full moon the things that no longer serve me out of that experience. But I always give gratitude for that life, for that experience, for the emotion, for all of the things that I've experienced, because in even the painful times, there's learning, there's lessons, there's shift and change, there's growth, which is so important in our journey. And in being able to recognize these feelings, emotions, these past lives, all of these things coming up, and being able to say and sit with it previous to the full moon and explore it, even if it's in your imagination. Many of us, in fact, most of us, are not going to remember our past lives. But for those of you who do, that's great. However, the rest of you, which often includes me, is take that emotion that you have felt, the difficult days, the difficult weeks, the pain, the suffering. Talk about the pain and suffering in your full moon ceremony. You don't have to attach it to anything, because as we know, the universe knows, all right? And what you're going to be doing in that ceremony is you're going to just offer this to the full moon. So what I do during that time is I live on my second story, so I open my curtains up wide because the moon always is coming in my bedroom window, which is really awesome. And then I light a white candle, okay? Now, if it's not showing that night because it's cloudy, you still can do it and still should, because the moon is still there, even though you can't see it. But it's still offering its energy to us during that full moon night. So what I do is I sit down and I very contemplatively speak of the situation. I offer gratitude for the situation, whether it be the emotion or whatever it is, or the situation, actual situation. And then what I do is I give that gratitude to it. And then I say, but I offer to you the full moon for transmutation into positive, beautiful light, this piece of this journey, this emotion. It no longer serves me. It served me well previously in learning my lessons, in growing, in changing and shifting and becoming who I am as I move forward in this journey. But I offer it to you now for transmutation. It no longer serves me. All right, so that's about what I do. And then you can do a little prayer. You can do whatever that makes sense for you. Create your own ceremony. I'm just really basic with my ceremonies. But my point is these full moons coming up, take advantage of them, because I have been essentially told, and I'm channeling this now, is that these are powerful full moons moving into 2020, all right? And there are opportunities for us to use it in its fullest. Now, I will tell you, I have felt tremendous shifts literally the next day. Now, I'm going to tell you, not that I wasn't a believer in the power of new and full moons, but I'd never experienced it because I just had never focused on it, even in my early awakening journey. It's really just been this year, and it has been super powerful because, frankly, I've not been able to ignore the things that have come my way. And then I realized, all right, I'm processing a lot. What do I do with it? What do I do with all this? Okay, let's offer a full moon ceremony. And that's what I've done, and I am not kidding you. I have gone through traumatic, torturous weeks, and typically just before the full moon. What I have done then is offer that in the full moon, and I am different the next day. Now, interestingly, many of the experiences that I've had have come the week before the full moon. You know, it's time that you have to process what's coming up from your cellular memory, from the experiences you've had. So what you'll want to do is kind of start looking at the patterns that you've had maybe over the past, particularly 2019, because we have powerful energies in 2019, and I'm speaking specifically to the moon. Look at your patterns, see what you notice, see if you can identify that, and watch now as we move into the full moons, into the rest of this year, the week before, and see what starts happening with you, because it's honestly an opportunity. It's almost like the full moon is saying, hello, I'm showing up in a week. We're going to pop up this emotion or this experience or this past life or whatever it is for you to deal with. Because guess what? Then you can offer it to me for release. And that's what it is. So take advantage of this. Create your own little ceremony. I'm real basic with mine, but I think you'll find so much power in it. I have, and I wanted to share that with you today. And I hope you have enjoyed the channels from the Light Keepers as well. So that's what I have for you today. And again, I want to thank you for joining me and remind you to join me at purplerainhealing.com for all of my services where I offer spiritual awakening mentoring, which has been so wonderful and popular, and where I work one-on-one with you to help you through your awakening journey as you go through your journey. And I channel information from your spirit team. We're in a very high vibration state that offers a lot of healing during that time, during those hour-long sessions. And I would absolutely love to work with you and offer you the power that is within those sessions. And then also check out my distance energy healing and my channeling, because I'm offering a couple channeling sessions, a new one that I'm offering in person as well, and on the phone or on Zoom, where you can actually get it recorded. So I hope you will join me, reach out to me, and I would absolutely love to work with you. Again, thank you so much for joining me in this video, and I will see you in the next one.